Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's working now?
Oh, now it's working.
Hey, cool. Yay, we actually have working technology now.
Look, it's not an improv show if it starts on time. I mean, that's
no.
I've
we gotta keep people in suspense.
Yeah. I mean, 7 minutes after is on time. That is early, frankly, for an improv show. In my
Fashionably late
experience,
is all.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks to the wonders of Google.
The later we need to start.
Yeah, exactly. We need those 7 minutes just to, calm off the rampant fans.
Right. I had to fight through a throng of internet people to get here today.
Those internet people are being pretty stubborn.
Those internet people, man.
Oh, internet people.
Something else.
Oh, hi, internet people.
Oh, hey, we were just talking about you.
Yeah. Fancy seeing all of you here. Internet people. Welcome to Roll the Dice. We are, as you probably know, an online improv comedy troupe here to amuse you on this Friday night, or if you are watching this recorded on whatever night it is you're watching this, because all of our previous shows are available on demand. But if you're here now watching us live, boy, we have a great store and shore. We have words. They might even come out in the right order sometimes.
Great show and shore for you.
We do. In fact, we seriously have a great show in store. We just don't know what it is, because if you're not familiar with our show, everything is made up on the spot. Even the games we're going to play are all decided by a roll of the die. So it's going to be exciting, unpredictable, hilarious. You'll love it. We're going to jump right into things in a moment. But first, I want to introduce our intrepid cast of performers. I'm Josh. I'll be your host for the night.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Kristen.
Cassie.
All right. And again, we together are Roll the Dice. Just to start things off, we're going to get our energy up with what we call a quick fire game. And for that, I'm going to switch screens over here to our die roller. And our die roller is frozen. Yay, technology. Give me a moment here while I reload it.
Quick, Cassie, vamp.
I know I can't. I'm stuck. Oh gosh.
Well,
I can't.
This is how you know this is live and unscripted, folks.
We couldn't have planned this if we tried.
All right. Well, good news. We now have our die roller up here. We're going to roll a 10-sided die. And if you see this list that says Quickfire Games, we're going to play whatever number comes up over there. So we are going to play one of our newest, bestest games called CSI Pennsylvania. Hope everyone has your requisite glasses ready.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are a CSI fan or have been over the many years of many of its incarnations, you may be familiar with a certain lead character who has a penchant for perhaps inappropriate, cheesy puns. We're going to reenact scenes from that show that never happened. But to do that, we need some suggestions for you, just for everyday household objects, whatever comes to mind. Just go ahead and drop them in the YouTube chat. Don't stop. Just keep them coming. And we're going to riff on a whole bunch of them. You'll see. You'll love it. It's really dark wearing sunglasses inside at night, folks. I'm trying to find the YouTube chat, but it's so dark.
Do you have your screen in dark mode?
Polarized lenses and screens don't mix, apparently. Where did it go? YouTube, get back here. Here we are. We have some suggestions. Just keep them coming. But our first suggestion is Egg Beater. Kristen.
I guess we can put a fork in him because he's done.
Tracy.
Looks like this murderer mixed both the wet and dry ingredients.
Cassie.
Looks like he was beaten to stiff peaks.
Kristen.
I guess in this case, it's more like breaking a few egg heads.
Let's move on to another one here. We've got a bunch of them. Excellent. Pillow. Looks like this one's in for the big sleep. Tracy.
Looks like this one's goose down for the count.
Kristen.
I hope somebody sang him a lullaby first.
We have broom. Kristen.
I guess somebody made room for him down below. Oh,
we got another Kristen.
I guess he checked out.
We've got table. Cassie.
You can call him stiff as a board.
Tracy.
Yes, this time it looks like it's dinner time. Set the table in the morgue.
Kristen.
I guess he cashed in all his chips at this table.
Let's get one more in here. We've got sponge. Looks like someone really cleaned house with him. Kristen.
Looks like someone used a magic eraser.
Tracy.
Looks like somebody better call their better call their widow. I feel really porous for them.
Kristen.
Someone really wrung him out.
It just dawned on me. Time was committed here.
Nice.
And that's our first game of the night, everybody. I think we're gonna set these sunglasses aside. Boy, it's a lot easier to see now. And we're gonna go back on over to our die roller. Gonna go back on over to our die roller.
Go back over to our die roller.
Thank you.
Go back over to our die roller. Go back over to our die roller. Still going back. Here it is.
That's now the official Roll the Dice theme song, Tracy. I hope you are ready to do that a bunch more.
Download the MP3 at our website.
We're going to switch back to our 20-sided die. Yeah, we have got a lot of games on our list, folks. Our next one is a game called The Onion. And this one is usually meant for more people than we have tonight. So we're going to do a mini onion. It's more of a shallot, really. We're going to do a shallot. So in The Onion, we need first of all, just drop in the chat, a suggestion for, let's go with an occupation tonight. And we're going to see a series of scenes. We're going to have one person jump on and start a scene, and then another person will join them and start a brand new scene. And then another person will start a brand new scene from there. and, well, you'll get the gist of it from there. So keep those suggestions coming in the chat. Oh, we've got recognition. Roll the Dice is now a SoundCloud rapper. Yes. We should probably monetize.
MP3 is available on floppy disk for a limited time only.
Very, very limited. That time being about 15 years ago. Oh, we've got our first suggestion of pilot. Our suggestion for The Onion is pilot.
Pilot.
I fly the friendly skies. I'm not afraid to be a true and earnest shepherd for my entire flock of flight passengers. I consider myself to be about a leader, a beacon, and I know that given the opportunity, I would swerve and miss a bird if that were to be in my flight path, because I'm responsible and have flexible. I'm flexible. Yeah. Reflexes like a cat. Ready to, yeah.
Sarah, this beacon technology is amazing.
I know,
I
it's
just-
incredible.
You're a genius.
I know. Tell me something I don't know. How do I come up with these things?
How, I can track my kids now wherever they're going. I know exactly. It tells me on my phone exactly where the kids are all the time.
And I'm sure those kids are going to appreciate it so much when you're looking out for them while they're at college.
Exactly. I mean, you are Mother of the Year.
Oh, if only my kids really appreciated me, but unfortunately they seem to have run away again. Luckily, I've got my tracker.
Luckily, you have your tracker. And you know what? That's just kids. They'll come back.
Yeah.
Wait till they get hungry. Wait till they get hungry, or they need to do laundry, and they'll be home again.
That's true. They come crawling back right for the laundry.
Yeah, laundry and food.
Thank you so much for coming to the parent teacher conferences. I know it's a lot to ask of the parents to take time out of your busy days, your schedules to come talk with us teachers, but it shows that you really care about, your kids.
The wife dragged me here.
Oh, I'm sure that,
It's our date night.
Yeah.
oh,
This is the only way I could get out,
well,
get my husband out of the house was.
Yeah. I hope you're better than a movie and a nice burger.
I'd like to think that the welfare of your child is better than any movie or, fancy dinner. I mean, this is his future, their education that we're providing.
Have you ever had a magic burger? The seasoning they put on those babies?
I can't say that I have. No, I'm sure it can't be better than, your own flesh and blood.
Of course, Gerald, you would tell the teacher about Magic Burger, but you won't take me there to save myself.
I'm sorry, babe, but you just, I just don't think you're ready for it. It needs a sophisticated palate and you fall short.
Wow. Is this like a members only kind of burger place? I gotta say, I'm intrigued now.
You tell them Gerald sent you.
Oh, hi. Well, that's something I guess. Thank you.
We've been married for 15 years and Gerald still won't take me to Dream Burger.
You're not ready. You're not. That's what I'm saying. It's Magic Burger, woman. That's what I'm saying.
Magic Burger, Dream Burger. It's what I dream about, Gerald.
Well, I dream about your child's education, and I really think they've been struggling, particularly in math. I mean, if you've been maybe work with them and their homework and maybe spend a little less time arguing about burger restaurants.
You know what I get for burger restaurants? Gerald gets to go to Magic Burger, and all I get is a drive-through of White Castle.
And you're lucky. You're lucky. You know what? You're lucky. Your palate isn't ready even for that.
Oh, well, I think I've got some papers for you to sign here. I gotta go. I'll go get those. BRB.
Oh. I'll tell you what, though, those kids of mine, I just wish that they would appreciate me as a caring, solicitous parent.
You know what? I know when they grow up and they have their own kids, they're going to ask you how they can provide, how that beacon technology will work. How do they get that chip under their kids' skin so that they can track every moment, every coming and going, their blood pressure, their blood sugar, when they're hungry, when they're thirsty.
I'm so lucky with my kids being such disciplinary nightmares to have a sister like you who so supports me.
Well, you have my vote for Mother of the Year. In fact, I know where your kids are right now, and I'm gonna go get them, and I'm gonna tell them to go home.
Let me tell you something. When you get onto a plane, what you are experiencing is my hospitality. I am a leader. I am a visionary. I fly the friendly skies so that you don't have to. That's me, a pilot, the greatest pilot.
And scene. Wonderful. You got a little extended 3-person scene there. Thanks to your host's video camera not working for a minute. But we're back. Technical difficulties are resolved for the moment, and we're ready to move on to our next exciting game. Let's go for another roll. And we've got a 4. We're going to play a little game called English Gibberish Switch. This is a game for 2 of our performers. And before I explain the game, what you need to know first is that I need some help from you. So if you could drop a suggestion for a relationship between 2 people in the chat, that's what we'll kick things off with. So just give me a relationship that 2 people might have. And in this scene, we are going to see an interaction between these 2 people. And it'll start normal. And at some point, I'll say switch. And they will jump into utter gibberish. Then when I say switch again, they will switch back into perfectly coherent English and picking up right where they left off, having to make sense of everything they just said. We'll hold the strings and mess with them a little bit. You'll see, you'll figure it out. It's going to be fun. So if I could have 2 performers to join me on our virtual stage here. Our suggestion is roommates. You 2 are roommates.
Yeah. Really excited. We finally having this housewarming party, to really welcome in the new living situation. It's gonna be so great.
I'm so excited that you're excited, Amy.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of careful planning, a lot of careful thought and precision to host a successful housewarming party. I have been working tirelessly to make sure it's all right.
You get to be relaxed though. I mean, you have to, be so tightly wound, I mean, it's just
Do you
a party.
think that the crudités are going to cut themselves?
Switch.
It's in the, I mean, they're gonna enjoy it. It's it's a food.
If I could just relax, I would relax. But I can't because there are crostinis baking in the oven right now. Who's gonna get them? Who's gonna make sure they're perfectly temperate?
I mean, like, I can. We're roomies, right? We're a team. We're a team of this flat.
Switch.
Is that it?
Switch.
I have seen you do it before, and I know you'll do it again. You cannot be trusted with a tray. You like to just fling the contents.
It's a, it's a little, I like to bring a little verve, to my movements.
Switch. Switch.
I didn't know that it was a problem. I don't think of myself as a clumsy person. I just,
Amy, it's my fault. I should have said something to you. I shouldn't have just kept it welled up inside.
Switch.
And I'm sorry.
I've been cruel to you, and I've been imperious, and I've been bossy.
Switch. Switch.
Living with you is a gift.
I feel the same way about you.
I made you a special margarita.
What?
Switch. Switch.
Now be careful, it's very strong.
Oh, I spilled it.
And scene. And that's English gibberish switch. We are gonna move on to another game here. This one is called We'll Find Out When We Get There. That's not the name of the game. I mean, we're gonna roll another die and then find out when we get there.
You scared me. I thought, I don't know that game.
It's real improv. We're going to play a game called Spoon River. This is one of our newest games. And for this one, we're all going to be jumping in on this. We are going to be doing essentially a little documentary on a particular event. So if you could just drop suggestions for an event in the chat, however big or small is up to you. Just drop some suggestions for events, and we're all going to be essentially playing the role of different characters, reflecting on our experience with that particular event. So go ahead and drop those suggestions in the chat. When we get a few in there, or we get a suggestion in there, we will move on with our exciting Spoon River documentary. We've got a whole bunch at once. Oh, this is, I wish we could use them all. They're all great suggestions. If we don't use yours now, keep them coming next time. We are going to be seeing the founding of Nebraska City.
Whoa.
Oddly specific.
Wonder if my parents are watching.
For anyone who's watching from Nebraska City or anyone who is from Nebraska City, we're sorry in advance. This is Spoon River at the founding of Nebraska City. Yep. Well, here we are. Ample tracts of land. Here I am, Jim Bob Smithers, ready to found the great land of Nebraska City. I know in 100 and something years, people are going to look back on this momentous day and say, Jim Bob Smithers, you brilliant man, you brought the greatest city in all of Nebraska into life.
I'm Abigail Colors. I came with my family to this new city that people talked about. I didn't mean to bring a curse with me, but I did. You see, what happened is, as I was traveling to Nebraska City, I ran across a strange-looking caravan of people in wagons, and they asked me for food, and I, with my mouth full of venison, said no, I didn't have any to spare, never thinking anyone would have a problem with that. I've never shared before.
as just a meager traveler, what was I, just trying to find my way across the Great Plains. I asked, please, please, could you spare us just a small smackerel, a mere morsel? But they denied, and so I had no choice but to unleash my black magics upon the town. For you see, I, as the great magus of Emperix Justina, I've been traveling across this new nation and trying to find a town, just one, with the generosity to provide sustenance to a stranger. And I swear I've been turning every one of them into just ridiculousness, just ridiculousness. I said,
I'm a frozen tree. I was turned into a tree by a genie looking for someone to be generous. But I only had one scrap of food left. I had nothing to give. And now I just am a tree.
You know, that's the funny thing about here in Nebraska City. We came with a large party of people, but there were no trees, not at first.
Now,
No,
I, of course, came with my retinue of people to help me. Some people might call them servants. I call them friends who work for me, and who I do not pay a fair wage to. People said, you're a mean-spirited old miser with lots of stuff that you refuse to share. And I said, well, I earned it by being born. But then, of course, that old magus came after me and that tree. I think the tree.
I thought trees everywhere. I mean, why not? I mean, think about it. You're in the middle of these, it's practically a desert, just flat, lifeless lands. And I thought, oh, I'll show them. This would be one of those ironic sorts of curses. They don't offer me food. Well, guess what? Trees brimming with apples.
And now I'm just giving. I'm so hungry, I'd like to eat just one apple. And instead, they just come by and they pluck them off me. They pluck them and they eat them. And here I just stand as people pick at me.
yeah, not rightly sure where all these apple trees came from, but they sure are pretty great. Too bad there's no people around for me to share them with anymore.
I feel so lucky for the isolation that Nebraska City affords me and my husband, Jim Bob. And of course, the plentiful people apples that are
Pick,
delicious.
pick.
I think Abigail and I might go into business peddling our people apples around to the surrounding environs.
We'll be so wealthy if we were. I mean, we're already wealthy, but we're going to be wealthier, and all for the glory of Nebraska City.
No,
Yes.
they shall rue the day. They shall rue it. They shall call it Arbor Day, and it shall be a dark, dark holiday.
I
in
shall
which they
never rue
remember
that
the
day.
And I'm
beginning.
just stuck here with people picking at me all day,
Yes.
every day.
They'll remember.
Nebraska City.
Be generous. Else a tree will
And
rue.
scene. And that is the true story of the founding of Nebraska City. I bet you'll never look at Arbor Day the same way again. And now we're about at the halfway point of our show. So it's time for a special feature. Kristen, would you mind hopping on our virtual stage? So Kristen, one of our illustrious performers you've been hearing from and laughing with tonight, we're going to learn a little more about Kristen tonight. So Kristen, I understand you have a story to share with us.
Yes, but they're going to have to guess it. But it has to do with my absolute worst date of all time.
Ooh.
So let's all kind of put our minds together. And those of you in the chat as well, where do you think Kristen's worst date was? And everyone else can hop on and we can kind of guess where Kristen had her absolute worst date.
So it's the location of the date itself that contributed to its worstness.
I would not say so. That's a good question.
Okay.
Would have been
We'll get
good.
to the worstness in a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Set the scene.
So if I were imagining, Kristen, your worst date ever, I'm thinking that maybe there's a certain person who's trying to understand the emotional levels they can push you to. And so they decide to take you to the animal shelter. Was it a first date at the animal shelter?
I
No,
think
but
that
that's
actually would be a pretty
true.
great first date.
It could be. It could be kind of romantic. You see all the sweet little animals, but then, you think about like, oh no, look at all the animals. They don't have homes.
That'd be a
That could
quick
be
way to
pretty sad.
jumpstart a relationship because I would come home with like 4 new animals.
At
Yeah.
that point, though, who needs the datee? You get a bunch of cats.
It's a bad. Yeah, I mean, you look at like,
That is
oh,
true.
Oh, we have we have a couple of thoughts in the chat. Someone was on a similar page. Someone said cat cafe, which that would be a dangerous place to have a date because caffeine and kittens. Again, adopt all the cats.
Something about me says cats.
Yeah, I could see it. We also someone said the dumpster. Was your first date in a dumpster?
You know what? That's not. It's not far. It depends on your feelings about James Cameron.
Oh, so with a
Hmm.
dumpster fire of a date, perhaps. And
Not
someone-
a fan
someone
of
did suggest-
undersea documentaries, are we?
I see. Someone said the movies. Was your first
Yes.
date the movie. It was at the movies.
Is that a popular movie? Yeah.
And so let's set the scene. Was there something weird about this person? Maybe how they were dressed. Did they make some weird fashion choices?
I can tell you the answer to that is yes.
Okay. What do we think weird fashion choices this strange date made?
I know what I hope it is.
Mhm.
I hope that your date decided to cosplay as a Na'vi and you went to see Avatar, preferably in 3D, the only way to see it.
Oh. That would have been amazing. Alas, that was not.
And then, you want to wait till like the third date probably before you connect your long ponytail together, in a sign of intimacy.
I will say I had never seen my date outside of it wearing a soccer uniform until the time when I saw him in his glory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So was it another kind of uniform?
No, well, sort of. I mean, depends, I guess, on what I guess I'll just tell you. He showed up wearing, I'll just go head to toe. He had on a Kangol cap, Oakley glasses, Bart Simpson, cowabunga dude shirt with a tent French coat over it, acid wash jeans, and a pair of beat up loafers.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have guessed that.
No.
That is quite the image.
Were they a time traveler from the
was-
late 80s?
I'm going to say, was this date in middle school, Kristen?
It actually was.
Okay.
I was
Slightly more
seeing
excusable, maybe.
Titanic. But the guy just talked about himself the entire time. I couldn't even hear Jack talking to Rose.
Oh, no.
So in order to escape, I had my father beep me. SOS.
Beep you?
Beep, like
Yep.
on an actual beeper?
On a pager, my teal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. This is dating. This date is dating you, by the way.
It
This
is.
is 1998 for sure.
Wow.
I got my whole outfit. I got from the Delia's catalog.
Kristen, you were not saved by the bell. You were saved by the beep.
Yeah, I'm saved by the beep. That's exactly right.
Outstanding. Well, we're glad you made it out of there without too many scars.
Just
Perhaps.
the
remember,
emotional
like,
ones
just
from
emotional.
watching the people dying on the Titanic.
Can you imagine, like, you're halfway through Titanic of all movies, which I had never seen, and I felt compelled to leave because this guy was so terrible?
Well, if you were
It was
halfway
rather
through,
tragic.
it was still 2 hours in.
Yeah, probably.
Well, hopefully you got to see it again at some point.
Oh,
company.
did I?
Right. Well, thank you for sharing that.
If you were like, you know, the my friends at that time, probably were setting records on how many times
Hundreds
you
of
went
times.
Yes.
So many times. Well, Kristen, thank you for sharing that harrowing tale.
Sure.
We're glad you survived.
Yeah.
We are now going to move on to another game.
That date really sank.
Ah, let's see what we're playing now. We are playing. Oh, we're going to a guessing game. We are going to play a guessing game, and that means I need to switch dice again to our four-sided die. We're playing a game called Late for Work. This is a game for all of us, I suppose. If I can turn off our screen share here. In this, I'm going to need several suggestions from the audience. First, I'm going to need locations or places where someone might work, different types of workplaces, occupations, whatever you come up with there. Just keep dropping those in the chat. And then once you've put a few suggestions for those in, I'm going to need reasons why someone might be late for work that are unrelated to where they work. Just random suggestions for reasons why someone might be late. And then once you've got those, we need suggestions for modes of transportation that someone might use to get to work. So we've got places someone might work, reasons you might be late, and ways to get to work. All right, just keep dropping some of those in the chat. And then I will add, by the way, as the host, I'm the only one who can see the YouTube chat. So our improvisers don't know what is going on in the chat right now. What's going to happen, though, if I can get all of our performers on stage, one of our team is going to be someone who is late for work. However, they don't know where they work. It's a common problem. Why they are late, or how they eventually got there. And so one of the other three of us is going to play the role of the boss, kind of grilling them on being late. And in doing so, we'll try to give some hints as to where they work, why they were late, and how they eventually got there. And our guesser will have to guess those three things. Our other two performers will be coworkers who won't talk, but will kind of mime things along to provide some hints in the background. And we'll kind of help our guesser along. If they're in the right ballpark, we'll kind of give them a little golf clap. If they get real close, we'll give them a bigger clap. And when they nail it, we're going to really let them know they got it so they can move on to guessing the next thing. So which of you feels particularly brave and wants to be our guesser?
I'll be the guesser.
Cassie wants to guess. Sorry, Tree of the Plains. So we didn't change our names back from the last game. Just occurred to me there.
Our host is Jim Bob
I
Smithers.
will rename myself.
All right, Cassie is our guesser. So I'm going to send her to a waiting room so she can't hear the rest of us talking. Oh, and bye, Cassie. We'll bring you back in soon. Okay, so who wants to be the boss? Kristen is the boss. That means that Tracy and I will be coworkers, miming things in the background to try to be helpful. So first, I'm going to go through. Wow, we got a lot of suggestions here. We need an occupation. We have an actuary's office.
Easiest
This'll be
thing to mime.
Yeah, she'll get this from her miming right away, I'm sure. So
You won't have to say a word, Kristen. We've got this.
Cassie
That
works
is-
in an actuary's office.
It's critical.
She was late. I need reasons why she was late. We got a lot of suggestions for other stuff. She was late because the stoplight blew up.
Oh,
Okay.
And she eventually got to work. There's a lot of things here. She got to work on a street sweeper.
oh,
So to recap for everyone, us included, Cassie is an actuary. She was late because the stoplight or street light? Did we say stoplight? Stoplight. The stoplight blew up.
stoplight blew up.
And she rode to work on a street sweeper. Okay, I'm going to go bring Cassie back out of our waiting room. And we will see how this goes.
Hey, hello. You finally made it.
I know. I'm just, I'm really sorry I was late for my clerking job.
What job is that? I don't know much about that.
My newspaper writing job, my reporting job.
What are the odds that you don't know where you work?
I know where I work. I work at the
You guys working over there?
stencil company. I work at the typewriter store.
Ugh. If you're this confused, I can't imagine why you would be late for work. I mean, gosh.
I work at the think tank. I'm thinking so hard.
I never would have guesstimated that you would be so unclear on your own position.
I'm an estimator, an insurance estimator. I am an actuarial scientist. Yes.
I'm
see.
glad you remembered that. I was getting really worried about you. But can you explain to me why it is that you're late for your job as an actuarial scientist?
Well, when you're an actuarial scientist, your brain kind of gets very full. And I was stacking things and there was a big explosion.
Oh, an explosion. What exploded?
The cars, the traffic, the street blew up. Just the street blew up right in
The
front of me.
street blew up? I think I would have heard about that.
The bridge blew up. The stoplights
Oh,
were
the
out.
stoplight. I hate it when that happens. Well,
I-
geez.
I know. Jeez.
How did you manage to get here then?
Well, I drove here.
Did you?
Yeah, I drove here in my boat. I had to take the boat. I had to take the paint.
We're in a landlocked county, ma'am.
Well, that's why I was, I had to sweep my way to work in the street sweeper. I had to carjack the street sweeper and take that to get here today because I know how important it is for actuarial scientists to show up to work on time, even when the street lights blow up and you have to take a street sweeper. You got to do what it takes to get the job done.
And that is why you are Employee of the Month.
Yes.
And that's late for
yay.
work. Round of applause for everybody, especially Cassie, who
Amazing.
somehow guessed all of those incredibly.
It
And
was only the suggestions that were so clear.
go team. Great job, everyone. We're going to squeeze in a couple more games here. So let's head on back over to our die roller. Hop back to our 20-sided die. And play a game that we're not going to probably play called the Ocho, because that really helps to have 4 dedicated people. We're a little short on staff tonight, everybody. We are going to play instead a game called New Choice. And this is a game for 2 performers. So we just did an example of this game, by the way. In this, we are going to do a scene, and when something happens that I'm not thrilled with, I'm going to say new choice and change it. So that was a perfect segue. For this, I need 2 players to join me on stage. And I'd like, for suggestions, a location where 2 people might meet. Just give me a location where 2 people might meet. And then what's going to happen? Our 2 performers are going to go about their scene as normal. And when I feel like messing with them a little, I will say new choice. And they will have to change the last thing they just said until I stop saying new choice. And then they have to move along with that as part of the scene. So just drop suggestions for a place where 2 people might meet, and then we'll get started in a moment. Give you an example while we're waiting here. Cassie, what did you have for dinner tonight?
Spaghetti,
New choice.
ham and cheese sandwich,
New choice.
toast.
Toast. You just had toast for dinner. That's a thrilling dinner. Yes. And your suggestion, you are in line at a coffee shop. And this is new choice.
I really hope this line picks up. I mean, they're gonna be late.
I'm telling you, today is the first day of the holiday drinks, and being late it's worth it. Do you know
Yeah.
how long I've waited for the peppermint cherry cinnamon mocha?
It's all you've been talking about for weeks. It feels like I was hearing about it before Labor Day.
New choice.
I was hearing about it before President's Day.
New choice.
I was hearing about it at Boxing Day of the previous year.
I know. Why can't they just have this drink all year long? I love it.
I hate it. You know, the way these corporations toy with us by giving us the one perfect treat and then taking it away from us. I swear, if it's the McRib all over again.
And that's exactly what I was gonna
New
say.
choice.
That was not what I was going to say. I hate the McRib.
New
It's not
choice.
for-
I hate McDonald's.
New choice.
I love McDonald's.
New choice.
I love Runzas.
I understand you're staunchly supportive of Midwest specific restaurant chains.
I am, because every year then they put the chili out, even when it
Yeah.
gets cold.
I know. You know, in the outside world, they don't understand the pure perfection of chili plus cinnamon roll.
New choice.
The outside world, they just don't understand the pure perfection of ground beef and cabbage baked into a roll.
New choice.
The outside world, they just don't understand the beauty of German hamburger restaurants.
They don't. And I've tried to get all my friends, I send them the frozen.
Yeah.
Those frozen German burgers. And you know what they say to me? This is garbage. Who could eat this?
New choice.
And you know what they say to me? Are you an alien?
New choice.
And they say to me, where's the Midwest again?
Like, well, sure, of course, they've heard of Omaha Steaks, but you try to send them, a runza, and they're like, what is this?
New
Who's-
choice.
Sure, they've heard of Omaha Steaks, but you try to send them, you try to send them a foam corn cob hat, and they're like, what is this? The Midwest, Nebraska is not just a flyover state. All right, we have treasures beyond imagining.
New choice.
Nebraska's not just a flyover state. We have an arena named after a hospital.
New choice.
Nebraska's not just a flyover state. We have Warren Buffett.
New choice.
Nebraska's not just a flyover state. Johnny Carson's from here.
Exactly, Johnny Carson.
Yes, a talk show host everyone still remembers.
And even 50 years ago.
Yes, absolutely. He changed the face of television.
New choice.
Absolutely. He made Ed McMahon's career.
Exactly. And if we didn't have Ed McMahon, we wouldn't even have a lottery.
Exactly.
How would we have millionaires?
And seed. No millionaires.
Hey, it's a bunch of esoteric Nebraska information.
For those of you who are not in or from Nebraska, if bits of that confuse you, it's okay. It's not for everyone.
Our slogan. That's
Oh.
awful.
We are now moving on to our very final game of the night.
And
I
this
know
show
this
is
is
brought to you by the state of Nebraska.
They really should. We should get some of those tourism
It
dollars.
really is. I mean, we've covered Nebraska City and its origins.
That's true.
Warren Buffett, Runza.
We should get at least, no, I think we should get both of the Nebraska tourism dollars.
I think so.
But
I
let's
think we
move
just
on.
have to mention Larry the Cable Guy and we get bingo.
Well, maybe in our last game of the night, which is again a quick fire game. And that game is not a 4-sided die. We have more of those now. It's a 10-sided die.
That's so many.
We already played CSI Pennsylvania. We've come literally full circle.
Do it again.
We're going to play a game called Love Lists.
All right.
This game, we just need you to drop suggestions for any noun whatsoever in the chat. And what's going to happen here is we're going to pick one of them and we're just going to kind of riff on something we love about it. And then that'll inspire something else someone loves. And we're just going to talk about all the things we love. And it's going to be wonderful, affirming, and delightful. And you're going to leave feeling fulfilled. So let's see what suggestions we've got rolling into our chat over here. We have a suggestion of turkey. I saw turkey first. This is Love Lists.
I love turkey. I love the fact that you can draw it with your hand. I think that's so fun. My hand is a turkey. Looks like one. Also, I love the fact that the best improv game of all time is called Secret Turkey. I love
Secrets. I love secrets. You can hide things from anyone. You can hide presents and keep them a surprise. You can hide secret information you don't want to share with anyone but your best friends. You can hide the bodies and keep that a secret.
Hiding bodies. I love hiding bodies. I mean, it's not easy to be a body hider, but it's something that I just love because then I know that, people are probably chasing after me and that's okay, but I'm just gonna...
Chasing. I love chasing. I mean, if it's, I love chasing, I love chasing road runners. I love chasing cars. I love Chasing Amy, the Kevin Smith film about lesbians.
I love I love Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is such a great actor. I love Mallrats. What a great movie starring both Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Right, just Ben Affleck. I love those two twin brothers that starred in Dazed and Confused. I love
I love twins. I have a twin sister and I love her. And she kind of looks like me too. She has red hair and blue eyes and freckles just like me. And her name is Susanna. And I love her. And, you know, she's a good sister, even though sometimes I have to get angry at her, but I still love her. And I love her dogs. And I love
Dogs. I love dogs. They're so loyal and they follow you around and usually go to the bathroom outside. Sometimes not, but that's okay because we love them. Dogs are great. They just fill your life with joy and they're waiting for you when you get home.
I
And
love home. I love not going out. I love being in my own personal space, surrounded by my own personal things. I love having some privacy. I love being with my
privacy.
cats.
I love privacy. I like keeping things to myself and not sharing it with anyone ever, even if I should. I just like to keep everything bottled up. And
Bottling up. I love bottling up. It's a great way to pickle things by bottling them up. It's a great way to store beverages that you want to have for later. You
I
bottle them
love
up.
beverages. I go to the store and I can't be stopped. I will purchase something like 6 or 7 different kinds of beverages because I love variety. I love beverages.
variety. I love variety. I don't want the same thing every day. I want something new and different. And I need variety. I need special. I need spicy. I need hot.
spicy. I love spicy. I like melt your face off spicy food. I can still identify that I haven't tongue anymore. It's not hot enough. Just keep cranking up the heat until I am in-
Cranking. I love cranking. It's a great way to rotate a knob. It's a great way to humiliate people over the phone.
I love phones. I am on my phone all the time. You can hardly get me off of it. I love playing games on my phone. I love making purchases and going shopping on my phone.
shopping. I love shopping. My husband tells me to stop. I do it way too much, but I just can't stop. I love going
Stop.
to the grocery.
I love stopping. We're not actually going to end there. Sometimes I stop and then I like false stops where you pause and freeze and kind of kill all the energy and people wonder if you're going to keep going and they just sit there for that uncomfortable pause and then surprise.
Uncomfortable pause. I love uncomfortable pauses. They're awkward.
I love awkward. I am awkward whether I mean to be or not. I love how people respond to me when I do something awkwardly. I love tripping and falling and tripping over my own shoelaces.
I love shoelaces. They hold your shoe tighter around your foot and they take them away from you when you're institutionalized.
I love shoes. I love having shoes because they protect my feet from the hard ground. I love that whenever I put on new shoes, I feel like a new person. I love the
New
style.
person. I love being a new person. I try to be a new person every single day. If I pretend to be a different person every single day, it just keeps life more exciting and interesting.
Exciting. I love exciting. I want to find everything I can to, seek the thrill of life.
I love thrills. I love doing things that I think are objectively somewhat risky because I feel a rush of adrenaline. I love going on amusement park rides. I love death-defying plummets. I love
Death-defying plummets. I love plummets. Thud.
Oh no.
I love a satisfying thud. Those are great. I love the sound effects that we get when we if we had a cartoon version of something.
Cartoon.
I love cartoons. Cartoons are better than live action. We should have never stopped doing them hand drawn. It's a real loss to the art form.
Art
That's-
forms. I love art forms. Whether it's drawing, whether it's improv, whether it's music.
Improv. I love improv, and hopefully all of you do too. That's our show, everybody. Thanks for coming and watching us all perform, laughing along with us in the comfort of your own home. We are Roll the Dice. We perform live on YouTube the second and fourth Friday of the month, 8 p.m. Central. So see us again in just 2 weeks. Come laugh, come give your suggestions. Come just enjoy a nice night in, laughing at funny people. Please come back again. And if you happen to be in Omaha, or if you're curious about Nebraska after tonight and want to make a trip here, we are part of an improv comedy group called Big Canvas. They perform at the Blackstone Theater here in Omaha. We have improv shows on Saturday nights, and then we also have stand-up comedy on Fridays and Sundays. So come on, watch some live improv in person if you so desire. Come watch us on YouTube. Come laugh. Come enjoy life. And again, we are Roll the Dice. I'm your host, Josh.
Cassie.
Tracy.
And I'm Kristen.
And we'll see you all again soon. Have a great night, everybody.